Hey guys, we're going to talk about The Walking Dead Season 7 mid-season premiere, which I believe is called Rock in the Road.
That's my zombie impression.
Amazing.
We're back, guys. We're back.
You went through the whole school.
Yeah.
Full spoilers follow, so if you haven't seen the mid-season premiere, we're about to ruin it for you. Terri, what did you think? Was there a lot to ruin?
I don't think that much happened in this episode beyond what we all knew would happen,
Yeah.
which is Rick ready to fight. Like, this whole episode is about Rick building up an army. Now, confession time, if you noticed, Eric and I didn't record the conversation for the mid-season finale.
We both were other places.
Yeah, we were other places, but I just felt like the momentum died so much at the end of last season that, don't yell at me, but like, it wasn't until recently that I caught up on that episode. I didn't feel any driving desire, like, oh my God, what's gonna happen next on The Walking Dead? And I feel like this episode picks back up from the same place. It's like an interesting episode. There's a cool moment with, Rick and Michonne using the wire to kill all the
mowing down
walkers.
some zombies. That's cool.
Great. But ultimately,
Yeah.
this episode was a long episode explaining exactly what we thought, that there's a change. Rick's ready to fight Negan. Twist, like no one saw that coming, and I have a feeling the whole back half of this season is going to be building up to all-out war, but never actually getting there.
Yeah, I agree with a lot with what Matt Fowler wrote in his review, which is it's definitely good to see Rick being back to like, let's get him. The only problem here is that right now he's not getting any help. Ezekiel says no, and Gregory says no. But you kind of know that everyone's going to help him. Like, it seems like they're not going to introduce Ezekiel for him to not help, right? To be like, we're sitting it out and we're not going to help in any way. So it feels like a bit of a, we're treading water because we know eventually, we assume that, that he'll get help.
I guess the thing that I think is better about this story arc versus the first half of the season is that first half of the season was Rick trying to convince himself, his people, and the audience that he was Negan's man, which we all knew wasn't the case. This time
we knew it wasn't going to last.
Right.
That's
this
for
time
sure.
we know exactly what he's doing, and it makes sense, and they can build up to that. Even again, like if there isn't a huge confrontation with Negan, it still can be exciting and ramp up the action as we get to that point. And I am really intrigued. Like, who is this group of people? Is there someone in that group that he recognizes? Is he just happy that he has a new group with guns? Like, that's an interesting.
Did he just remember a really funny joke?
Yeah, and I would love to know that joke. Right. I would love to laugh at it, maybe post-credit sequence. But yeah, so I think that's a change for the better, but I do hope there's some like bigger overhaul and focus on like having a lot of drive, and if not this half of the season, then at least season 8.
It definitely, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's definitely better to have Rick in this place than, because it felt like when he was, acting like I will do whatever Negan says, it's just like, well, come on, we know that's not going to last. And so, yes, the fact that it is actually building towards being proactive, let's take the war to him, let's get him, is great, just as far as like we needed that. It's still not the fastest pace right now. It's still doing that Walking Dead thing of like, we're going to lead there. We're going to lead there.
We're going.
Yeah. And then there'll be like, we assume it'll lead to a huge season finale, like some sort of showdown.
Convincing everyone to come to his side, getting a yes from Ezekiel instead of a no,
right.
which we've seen the seeds of,
Right, the tiger's like, I'm in. By the way, Jesus, you don't forget the tiger. I even said it out loud because I was watching the scene at my desk, and when Jesus like, I'm going to introduce you to King Ezekiel, I'm like, you should mention he has a tiger, and yes, they made a joke later when he's like, I forgot the tiger. I'm like, you don't forget the tiger.
You never forget the tiger.
Never forget the tiger.
Never forget the tiger.
What did you guys think, though? Are you happy to see Rick now sort of, again, leading the charge against Negan? But do you think it could be faster paced, or is this perfect for you? Let us know in the comments, and for plenty more on all things walking, all things dead, and all things Walking Dead, keep it here at IGN.